I can't even underscore this enough, is you got to go out there and just do stuff. Even if you're giving up your money and your time and you feel like, oh, I should be getting paid for this, forget about that. What you need to go down there and do is make an impression and have something to offer. I guess my entry, beat over the head, everybody in my family is going to play piano, then you're going to be assigned another instrument when you're in 7th grade, mine was string bass. But it turned into a moneymaker for me. I studied with a teacher that taught how to improvise and arrange. I was writing for a big band when I was 14 years old. So I had a chance to just get some craft together, which is what you do. You got to bring something to the table. And even if it's just your enthusiasm and your attention to detail, that can go a long, long way in this business. You know what I mean? If I see that you're fired up and you got detail. So when you're writing arrangements, you have to have detail. How many musicians or musician types in here at all? A couple, okay. A tenor saxophone is a transposing instrument, so you write a C, but you really should write a D, an octave, and a step above that for it to sound right. I didn't quite get that lesson, so fail first, succeed later. I wrote what's called a minor ninth, which is the most god-awfulest interval you can ever hear. It was just a half step off. And my piece was played on a concert, and much to my horror, they hadn't made the adjustment and the thing. So learn the hard way. Bottom line is, you fail, you screw up, but you do it, and you keep going, and you pick up and move along. So my life has just been a series of mess-ups and then corrections. And that's the other thing about this business. Everybody's going to screw up. It's how fast you fix the problem. How fast you can fix it, because everybody's going to make a mistake, but just fix it. So I kind of got the idea about that just because of what I was doing professionally. So yeah, I had training. I went to Berklee College of Music, more training there, training outside of their study, conducting and so forth. So now I've got all these different things. I can play piano, I can compose, I can arrange. I acquired a set of tools that were actually useful to somebody, actually a lot of different people for different reasons. An opportunity getting to the film and TV thing, a buddy of mine who I'd known for 20 years, and it's not unlike people that you meet in your college environment that may be your working partner many years down the road. He called me up and said, hey, I'm working on this tune for this publisher, and I can't really finish it because it's like a high-tech kind of dance tune, and we're talking late 80s, late 80s kind of thing. So I had all that stuff. I was like bleeding-edge technology dude. So he couldn't finish this dance tune that they needed for Beverly Hills 90210. You all remember that show? And
I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Recorded it on Stone.
Yeah. So Stone. Yes, that's right. They're unearthing it out there in the central quad there. The bottom line is that I've been working as a musician, and I was playing in clubs and also working on other people's projects, and I had a rate that I would charge. If you're going to hire me for the day to do studio work, it'd be like $500 to come in and do the stuff. But I had all these tools, which cost thousands of dollars, plus I had to learn how to do all that stuff. So more assets. Somebody comes to me and said, there's no money in this. This is the publisher saying, but she said, if you finish this tune and you get it into the show, you'll be very pleased. And I'm going, I just don't get it. I mean, here's my hourly rate. Can we at least do the hourly rate? Maybe it won't take me that long. She goes, no, I'm not going to spend any money on this. But I'm telling you, if you do this, it'll be worth it. So I did it because of my friend that I knew and I trusted, Trip Harmon, who's my dear friend and collaborator who works with me on the show Rescue Me and just about any project that I get going on. He said, well, let's just do this thing. So he comes over with the music. I put on all these other tracks, and I'm kind of bugged because I'm working, but I like grit, so I do it. Tune's okay, it's all right, but it's serving the purpose that it's supposed to be. It's source music. People walk into this dance club in the scene, and there's this pumping disco thing going. So 10 days later, it's on TV. 15 years later, I'm still getting royalties for it. All right, so there's incentive. As she told me, there would be incentive. You know, I've got like 400 plus songs that something is playing right. Actually, several things. I don't know if you can hear it, but they're playing. This industry is a phenomenal thing if you bring something to the table, and if you give of yourself. I did that thing for free. It was my time. I'm a busy guy. I got other stuff to do, but I said, well, I'll do it. And what I understand now, 20 years later, I wasn't giving my time and throwing money away. I was like throwing money into myself. I was investing in myself. So moving to that experience and making that connection to that publisher has been phenomenal for me. So, I mean, every week I'm getting more placements. I have a tune in Iron Man 2. I've got a thing in Borat, the version that's out there now. I mean, I go to the website. You'll see a bunch of stuff that I have in there. That's because of this one publisher who did not want to pay me. But we both benefited from this thing. But the only reason it happened, I brought something to the table, and I was also enthusiastic, and also I was trying to work on this relationship with Britt Harmon, who is now still my dearest and best collaborator that I include with everything. So what I'm saying to you folks as you sit there, some of you are maybe moving to college and getting out of here sooner than later, do stuff for free. Like get out there like Ben. You don't have to hang out in the desert naked, although certain times of the day, I suppose that's okay. Yeah, when the sun goes down, it could get chilly. That's all I can say. But the idea is that you need to get out there, and even if you have to take the waitress job or the waiter gig or the whatever it is, the bouncer gig, you do that because you've got flexible hours that you can move in and out of. That's the one good thing about those kind of jobs, those kind of service jobs. You can move in and out, so you make your money there, hang out on the sound stage, go to the production studios, hook up with people, be an intern. I don't care if you got a master's degree. Go be an intern. Hang out with people that are doing what you want to do, and then show them that you are engaged in the product and the process that they're doing. Even just sitting there, 90% listening, 10% talking maybe. You hear what the spiel is on the phone. You see how they deal with their other folks. You see how quickly they work. You watch how they work. You say, oh, I get it. That's how they came in on this angle so quickly. Or this is how that sound editor pulled up that sound and it instantly had an alternate take, ready to go that was all in sync, and that saved everybody about 20 minutes of studio time, and now we're moving forward. So the advice of moving in is, you do need to have something that's a marketable skill, but even if you don't, acquire it just on your own time and learn it on the job, whether you're getting paid for it or not. It's not easy. I don't recommend it. But if you really want to do this stuff, that's what you got to do, and you just got to work hard. I don't know any other way. I don't know. Anybody that's dropped into it doesn't usually last or doesn't get any other leads out of it, doesn't have a long career if you get dropped into it. But if you earn your way in and you learn your way in and you build up, and this is what you have to do now, even just Ben spoke, and I'm sure it's the same thing with Bessie and Jeff. Because I also happen to know that Jeff repairs lawnmowers, which I'm going to ask you about that in a minute. But the bottom line is that you diversify what you do, and even if you're not so strong there, you get in there and you give it a shot, and then you raise that up. And now, when the sound editor is curiously missing on the mix stage, you can scoot over there and finish this session because you've been watching and listening and learning the stuff, and then maybe you get a gig out of it, down the road. So, as been said, everybody's story's different, but I'll bet you anybody that's really successful came in from the ground up and really learned their stuff, and also are a good people person and can work on a team. And this is all team stuff that we're doing. You got to learn, how to make that stuff work for you. So, anyway, just go for it. Don't have Plan B. If you have Plan B, that'll become Plan A, and you're screwed. So what you need to do if you're really going to do this, have Plan A, support Plan A with other stuff, but don't have the fallback if you can possibly avoid that. That will force your hand to get pushed into what you want to do. So with that, I give it to Bessie, who's going to give the speech of